Well, we say to you, God bless America, but we have a very important question. And we're going to direct this question to someone who's been with community action, civil rights, and various movements on behalf of the downtrodden, Dr. William Sonny Walker. Can you tell us what do you think is going on in America that the issues regarding the poor are being regarded so negatively, or people just don't understand?
I think it's a very interesting question, Dr. Dorsey. My feeling is that low-income people tend not to own newspapers. They tend not to own radio stations. They tend not to own television stations. They don't have money to buy expensive ads so that their message can be communicated. They do not hire lobbyists. Most companies, most people who are well off tend to have those resources available to them. Poor people don't have that. And the organizations that tend to advocate for the poor are restricted and restraining themselves. You're often told you can't lobby before Congress. You can't let congressmen write letters on stationery. You cannot use the resources of the programs that are designed to help the poor to advocate for the poor. And so this is the problem, is that the masses in the community are just not aware of just how bad things are for low-income people. More and more millionaires and billionaires are being made now, and yet more people are poor and poorer than they've ever been before in the history of this great nation. Something has to be done, otherwise we're going to have chaos in society. I've noticed the increase in rates of violence, even since we've had all of the unemployment efforts. The rates are just soaring, and especially in our state here in Georgia. It's something we need to address, we need to do something about, we need to listen to each other, we need to hear the clarion call for help, and for some sort of continuation of programs that are designed to just keep the poor alive, and keep the poor eating, and keep the poor housed, and keep the poor with heat in the winter and some cooling in the summer.
Yes.
Those are the kinds of things that are essential to humanity.
Okay, so now that pepped me up. I think, Reverend O'Kay, you had one more question to ask Dr. Walker.
Yes, Dr. Walker, that being the case, what do we need to do to educate the community about the importance of these programs and services that we render to help the poor?
Well, I am glad that you asked that question or posed that question, because it's something that I advocate for and think that we must do. The organizations and the entities that low-income people tend to be connected with or identified with are like the church, civil rights organizations like the NAACP, the Urban League, SCLC, the Missionary Society in the church, various sororities and fraternities. Somehow we have got to begin to mobilize these groups, bring them together, unify them, so that we speak with a united voice on behalf of low-income people and those who are in need. This is a conservative program that I'm talking about. I'm talking about working to enable people to become self-sufficient, and so that they can be independent of needing all of the time. But the only way to do that is for us to help them get to that point of self-sufficiency, to help them prepare to hold jobs and to work and to support their families and to support their spouses and to be partners and to strengthen, absolutely strengthen community. Because if these people, in the abundance that they are climbing to now, are not self-sufficient and not able to purchase groceries, not able to pay their bills, it's going to wreak chaos with the community at large. And if they are not sufficient, and if they are not able to survive, then believe me, our communities cannot survive either.
And there you have it. For over 45 years, community action programs have helped people get jobs, have taught people ways out of poverty, and have kept families together. We depend on America to recognize the strides that we've made. And yes, we've dealt with poverty in ways that many people have not really realized because we don't spend as much time tooting our horns. But we have amazing statistics. We ask you to check the websites of the areas that we are offering right under this presentation. Click here, click there, and learn more about this critical service that must be preserved. The Community Action Partnership of the United States, as well as the Fulton Atlanta Community Action Authority, need your voice of support. Let's keep it alive.